Just awkward silence, like we don't know each other. Just occurs to me that I'm forgetting the name of this place again. I'll hold off on healing until we know if we're getting bombarded, I guess. We haven't found any med kits in a while, and I know it increases max health.
Do you think Kidman is okay?
I don't like that they used her as bait. Almost like someone's toying with us. Hang in there. Just a little further.
There are only two. We can take them.
No, that's not...
Ah, Joseph.
Joseph!
Okay, I don't have... Oh, there they are.
You okay?
I'm fine. No need to worry.
Oh, you can see the hospital in the distance. That's really cool. It must be far away.
You should have just let them.
Huh? What the hell?
It's just a matter of time. It's better this way.
What the fuck?
Cover me.
Let's go.
Oh boy.
Joseph, are you all right?
Yeah.
Okay. think there are some collectibles in this area. Oop. I don't think there's any enemies in the immediate surroundings, fortunately. Kind of a mellow area, if I'm not mistaken.
This looks like some kind of a marketplace. It looks deserted, just like everywhere else. We ought to keep moving.
Yeah, you gotta wonder where we are exactly. Speak of the devil, hey? Okay, I do believe there is a sort of hidden area around here, and that's where the collectibles are. So let's check this area out. We're looking for an audio log and a key, I believe.
Father was a stern man, proud, and I thought intelligent. But he was also pious, a believer. Somehow he always supported the church no matter what the newspaper said.
They might be nearby.
He waved away the allegations as if they were infallible. The wretched, the vermin, the stern, all were taken in by that church. They were promised salvation and eternal life.
Seem a little harder to move lately.
But there's nothing they could promise that I couldn't take away.
All right. There she is. Yeah, you know, there's one thing you can count on from me. It's missing my target. So, I think the next one should be following a cutscene. I just don't remember exactly where. That looks like it might be the way forward. Or not. Never mind. So it's kind of nice to have these peaceful moments, especially... man, I tell you, I remember when this game first came out. It's very similar in a lot of gameplay, aspects to Resident Evil 4, which I was never a fan of. I played it a lot when it came out because, you know, buy a game, you're gonna play the game, right? And I had friends that were, you know, that really liked it, and so one of my friends and I would play it together quite a bit. But I was never a really big fan of the series after that. Not until they did 7, at least. And when this came out, I was like, okay, I'll accept the playstyle because it's a different IP. And I actually ended up really enjoying this, but I'm still not a big fan of, like, the, you know, hordes of enemies thing. I make peace with it, of course. Because to me, it's not scary, it's frustrating, and when you're playing a game that's supposed to be a horror game, you know, I'd like to be scared. More scared, less frustrated, but I accept it, so...
Where do you suppose we are?
More like when? This architecture seems straight out of the Middle Ages.
Yeah, but there's electricity. Elevators. This place can't be real.
It's like jumbled up memories.
Shit. Let's hide out in here for a minute.
Is this what it was like, Seb? After the accident?
Well, I never put a gun to my head.
No, of course not. Just quietly sank into a bottle.
We can't all be perfect. It never affected my work. But hey, you read the IA report.
You know I didn't report you because I was worried about your work, Sebastian.
What else is there? We don't have time for this. I need my partner here. I'm counting on you.
Okay, so our collectible should be... Wait, yeah, there it is. Map fragment 12.
Find something?
Maybe. It's all symbols. Some kind of cult? Could be useful. I think I'm okay. We should probably get going.
Yeah, again, back in this room. Okay, so there should be our typical missing persons and what do you call the other one? Oh, I was going to do the top row first, wasn't I? Oops. Church investigation, pastor under investigation, parish may have broken church bylaws. Pastor Salvador Garciano, I don't know how to pronounce that, denies allegations of financial impropriety. Church officials investigating lack of records on cash donations and spending by the parish. And let me guess. Pastor Garciano missing. Pastor Salvador Garciano. Pastor Garciano and several parishioners at Cedar Hill Church are missing. The church has been locked up tight since they disappeared. So Cedar Hill might be an extension of our serial killers' reach, I guess. Okay. Get back to Joseph. So our next one's going to be near a location Joseph is going to point out. We have to progress a little bit to get that one, so let's move forward.
Hold on a minute. Let me climb up here and see if I can get a look ahead.
You all right?
Yeah. Hey, that's Kidman. Who's that she's with? What I found. Seems to be in working condition. Go on ahead, I'll cover you.
Thank you, game, for doing that again. Once again, blocking me off from my only point of salvation.
Find cover. They're shooting.
And yeah, shoot back. Yeah, I'm not gonna trust the bodies around here. Uh-oh.
Sebastian, that should lead you out near the path to the church. Keep going. I'll cover you.
Yeah, so Kidman was with Leslie and we're trying to catch up with them. Unless we have an objective. Kind of despite what's been going on, you know, we're all still in the same location together, sort of. Alright, I think we can fight from this guy. And believe me, we're going to take full advantage of that ability.
I can't handle them on my own.
Damn, hey.
Dead end.
I'll look for another route. Let's meet up by the horse statue there. This way.
That's very satisfying, so. Okay, I think this is actually where we get our next collectible. Horse statue. I knew I shouldn't have grabbed those. Graveyard note. Walt, I've got to get Donna back. I saw how to get into the wolf's den, and I'm getting her back. I won't let her be a sacrifice. Don't follow. Just stay and watch the family. I'll bring her back. Daniel.
Wait, there was something about a horse in that house back there. Let me see what I wrote.
I guess we go down.
I guess so.
Of course we do.
Are you all right?
You don't need to worry about me.
Yeah, Seb is still a bit salty with Joseph. Which I understand why, but okay, it's the bodies we have to follow. Is there one alive? There's a spot where we should have access to the conveyor. This is it, I do believe. Puzzle room. Okay, this should be it. It should come down the line here at some point. There it is. Clever way to hide one.
What do you make of this writing?
Doesn't mean anything to me.
3,
Should it?
5, 9, and
Hold on a
7.
second. I jotted something down earlier.
Of course you did.
It seems the sacrifices need to be lowered onto the
9.
proper altars, and the safe way to him will be open.
7, 5. Okay, 3, 5, and 9 are crossed out. 3 is already on it and can't be moved, so it's 3, 5, and 9. I want to take 7 off. We want to put 5 on. And we want 9 on. Disturbing that the body bags are moving. So if you walk in, If that was incorrect, we would have been skewered, of course. Because why wouldn't we? I think our last two collectibles are ahead of us. And we are sort of home free from this place. That's disturbing. Cemetery lab note number 1. It had to have been God's will that these two twin orphans survived. They were baptized and given medicine. Noon and his brother Zane quickly recovered, but just as quickly did their aberration program. Noon and Zane are 9 and 10 in German, I think. Of course, they are twins, but for some reason their growth patterns exhibit identical values 12 hours after serum administered. Looking at size and mass. Body temperature elevated. Pain in lower extremities evident. Continued growth 24 hours after administration. Vital signs is stabilized. Sleeping in short intervals. 36 hours after serum administered. Semi-conscious, speaking to imaginary person. 48 hours after serum administered. Agitated, administering sedative. What's serum? Yeah, so that's who we just killed out in the graveyard. Well, may as well. I haven't upgraded my stock yet. Ooh. That is messed up. Wait a minute. I may have missed my previous. There should be one more document, I think, on this thing. I don't remember it being hard to find, though. Let me check my notes really quick. No, I think I'm going to... I think it's somewhere... It says somewhere next to a corpse in a dark chamber. Like this? Yes, okay. Cemetery lab note number 2. Every month, offerings are brought above ground to the stone sarcophagus the owner calls the altar. 2 bodies, 4 bodies, 3 bodies, 5 bodies, 4 bodies, 7 bodies, 6 bodies. The church guard dog has begun to change, just like the twins. The aberration is progressing. It devoured 6 bodies today, and already it howls for more. It has begun to stress its bars in chains in its fervor. I don't dare take my eyes away from that animal. It may think I'm another offering. We should be clear as far as items, collectibles go.
Can you get it open?
We all know where this is going. Crap. That one seemed to work well. Oh, I missed. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Anything else around here? I'm gonna dodge first. Joseph, what are you doing on the ground, man? All you did is lose your glasses. Crap. I don't know how to avoid it. think it's... maybe not. Oh, nope, it's down.
Joseph.
What is it?
I dropped my glasses back there.
Fuck.
We could take it out. Or at least try.
Sebastian, I'll draw it away so you can search.
Oh, I forgot to read them. You try fighting it? Probably gonna get this. Full out of health.
Bad dog.
Woo-wee! I wasn't sure I was going to survive that. Let's check the place for supplies quick. Of course, we have nothing left. Joseph's glasses. Joseph has worn the same pair for as long as Sebastian has known him. Integral information.
I'm sorry. It's not just about being unable to see. It's about feeling normal.
It's all right. Let's focus on finding Kidman.
Jeez, Joseph. All that for a pair of glasses.
Hey man, I get it. I have glasses too. Woo! That was the end of freaking chapter 6. Let's ignore the elephant in the room. To recap, we found ourselves in a new location. We were drawn in sort of by the images from our kind of hospital safe room area, so to speak. Do you say safe room or save room? I sometimes use both interchangeably. Safe because the entire thing's not just for saving, right? I don't know. Anyways, we found ourselves kind of in the map room looking at these photographs and brought to this place. I can't think of the name now. It's escaping my memory already, but Cedar something, I want to say. And I'm not really sure what the tie is exactly. They've been talking about missing persons again. They've been talking about experiments, so I'm wondering if this is tailoring back to our serial killer. If you recall, they mentioned that the serial killer had been operating on people, at least the ones that were found, because of course missing persons cases have been on the rise, as we learned early on in Crimson City. So the connection here, I guess, isn't 100% clear at this point, but it's kind of interesting because we started off in that Elk River location and ended up here next. So these have to be important locations, right? There's no way we just happen to crash land in Elk Creek where his brother happened to have a hospice, right? Sorry. And then end up here where there's a connection again. That's just too coincidental. Things don't work out that way unless there's some video game logic behind it. But if you follow with me on that concept. So we kind of made our way through this location and kind of picked up on that information somewhat. So kind of interesting. We've also learned a little bit more about Sebastian and Joseph. We know that Sebastian ended up marrying his previous partner, Myra Hansen. We learned that previously. We know now that they had a baby, a daughter, so who knows what's going on there. She apparently went missing at the age of 36, which is interesting for me because I'm 37 right now as I'm doing this. So we're pretty close in age, I'm gonna guess, when it comes to our player character and his wife. She's missing though. It didn't say dead, it said missing. So did she, was she a victim of the serial killer, or did something else happen? The other thing that we know is that of course he had to get a new partner, Joseph, the one we've been working with. And we know that they have a bit of a rocky past. So he reported him to IA because he was concerned about him, presumably about the amount that he's been drinking. So he had a flask on him, and there's some tension between them. So, maybe we'll learn more about that as we go along. I don't think we've really learned anything more about what's going on in this world yet, other than the connections that we're drawing. There were a couple new kind of themes that popped up. When we started off, we were in the safe room area. We kind of started off with people standing over us, similar to how we started off chapter 2, I believe. And this time, we had a similar interaction. If you recall in chapter 2, there was a body over us, like a figure that crawled up on the bed over us. I believe that was the same figure we saw in the photographs early on. We also saw a new figure, a giant kind of shadowed figure that was walking towards us while we were in kind of one of our alternative reality type things. I think it was in the safe room area again. I think that's all that we've done that's new. And like I said, if you are wondering if this game is difficult, I don't know exactly how I'm going to edit this, but I've been recording for almost 4 hours, and I'm going to try to cut this down to at least an hour to an hour and a half. I may do a death montage. Definitely want to do a death counter. I've not started posting these yet, but I'll probably maybe even do a little bit of both, depending. I'd like to at least show a little bit of what happened, but it's kind of boring to watch the same thing over and over and over again, unless you just want to watch me die. But if you want to watch me screw up, I guess, let me know and I'll stop removing that kind of stuff. But you don't want to watch, in 2 hours of me just dying doing the same thing, right? Like, who wants to see that? It's different if I was just streaming, but next time we will move on to chapter 7. And I believe similar to kind of chapters 2 through 4, I believe that continues right at the church here. So it's kind of a good connection point into that chapter. With that being said, let us close things out for this one. Thank you all for joining, and I will see you all later.